Hello, hello, hello. Um, this is Anthea here from CurleeMe, and today we're gonna go live with Jameelah Evans. Hi there. Hi everyone. Hi. Hey. Let me put this wave in. I haven't done this in so long, so this is kind of exciting. But we're gonna go live today with Jameelah Evans from Texture Education, and she is gonna be talking about our hair and why it gets so dry. I know we've all been there. I'm actually there right now. So let me try to ping her in, but she's going to be talking to us about that. So this is going to be a cool discussion. I know, like I was saying, we've all been there. Our hair can get so dry. We try hydrating it, moisturizing, and doing all these things, and still we can't get it to, stay moisturized. So we went ahead and did a little poll on our stories to see which one you guys wanted to talk about. We had like two different options. I believe the other one was about, let's see, consultations, initial consultations and things like that, like what to expect. But the issue with dry hair is one of our, main things. So that's the one that was chosen. So I'm going to go ahead and see where Jameelah is and invite her in. So give me just a second. Let me try to get her. Here she is. Okay, so I've invited her there, and hopefully we hear from her soon and start this live. I think
Hi.
Hi, Jameelah.
Hello.
Yay! How are you?
I'm amazing. Long time no see.
Yes, long time no see. As I was telling everyone, you're going to be talking to us. So everybody, this is Jameelah Evans of Texture Education,
Hello.
and she is wonderful. And she has twins, guys. She just has twins, and they are so cute. And she's taking time from them today to talk to us about dry hair.
Yeah.
So I did a little bit of introduction earlier as well, but I might as well just say my little spiel so, we can get going with Jameelah. But my name's Anthea Ankelade, and I'm the creator and founder of CurleeMe. And CurleeMe is a community for kinky, coily, curly hair. We have a hairstylist directory to help us find hairstylists in our area that do our hair textures and that offer us advice and consultations and keep our hair healthy. So that's what we have. We have our directory, and then we also have a blog with tips and resources to help us get, like some more information about taking care of our hair. So that's my spiel. So I'm going to just jump right into Jameelah so she can kind of introduce herself and let us know what she's up to as well. So go ahead, Jameelah.
Hey y'all, I am Jameelah Evans and I'm the founder of Texture Education. I essentially take the all of the chaos that there is in the natural hair community and make it super simple, and I teach you how to get professional results at home. So I'm a licensed cosmetologist. I've gone through a couple different phases of being a stylist as far as having clients. I've done hundreds of curly heads of hair, and pretty much a lot of the women have the same issues. They are all dealing with dry hair, trying to figure out how to style it and how to manage it and take care of it at home. So that is what I do. I help people achieve those things.
That is perfect, and that's what we want. We need your help. So yeah. So if you guys have any questions at all, make sure to put that in the questions area. I think they have, yeah, that question mark thing. I think you can go ahead and ask a question. Like I said, I haven't done this in a while, so I don't know what's new. I don't know what's going on. So, but just make sure to ask any questions, ask in the comments if you want. I'm going to be looking at that as well. So, so I guess you can take it away from here, or should I go ahead and ask you one of the questions? Oh,
You
yeah.
can, you can ask
Yeah.
me mind the questions.
Okay.
I like
Okay.
without
Okay.
overthinking, and now you think I'm doing a bad job. And yeah.
Okay, okay. Then I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I see 2C Jesus saying yes, indeed, help. So yeah, this seems like it's gonna be awesome. All right. So one of the questions I have here is dry hair, damaged hair. What do you think about that? What's your take?
So dry, just because your hair is dry does not mean it's damaged. Okay. But having dry hair over a prolonged period of time will definitely lead to damaged hair, such as breakage and split ends. So you definitely want to keep the hair hydrated internally and moisturized externally, to make sure that you're keeping your hydration levels maintained so that it's more flexible when you're combing it so it won't break and be damaged. And of course, you know, you want to have your ends trimmed so those can stay nice and manicured and polished and smooth so that the hair is just easier to manage and comb and all of that. So dry hair doesn't mean that it's damaged, but generally, if you have not figured out how to get away from the dry hair for a prolonged period of time, eventually you're going to get damaged.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's the thing. It's like that's why that scariness comes when your hair is so crunchy. You're like, oh my gosh, is this going to damage my hair? Is my hair damaged right now? Like I was saying earlier, I experience dry hair, and I feel
Right.
like I'm doing what I need to do. I feel like I'm doing all the things, but then it's still dry.
Right.
But yeah. I guess let's go on. Let's see.
Real
So
quick.
what's the number one cause? I guess we'll move into that. What's the number one cause of dry hair? Since like I was saying, I get this like too much. So
Right.
yeah.
Someone comes to me and they have dry hair, I want to know what products they're using and how they're using them first and foremost, because improper product selection is probably the number one cause of dryness. And then once I know what products you're using, I want to know how often you're shampooing your hair, because shampoo is where we're going to get the majority of our moisture in our hair. So if I don't change anything in anyone's regimen, I'm going to change their shampoo and conditioner, because that's where you're going to get the majority of your moisture from. So a lot of people, and I won't badmouth any product lines, but there are some very common product lines that are said to me, and when I hear them, I'm just like, okay. And so oftentimes women also tell me that they're going, 2, 3 weeks, sometimes a whole month without washing their hair. So I
Mm.
definitely suggest that people wash their hair once a week, if they're dealing with moisture issues in particular. And if they are still seeing that they need a little bit more moisture, even bumping that up. And I know as natural women, we're like, I'm not about to take this hair that I just styled and do it every week, but it's very essential for moisture and also for scalp care. So if you're having dry hair and you want long, pretty, flowy hair, what's happening is you just probably need to wash it more and look at your product selections, because a lot of times, just because something says something on the label or on the outside, it's marketing. You want to like get it in your hair, see how it feels, learn more about the ingredients and how they manipulate your hair, because certain hairs like certain ingredients and so on and so forth. So definitely product selection and the lack of shampooing are top two
Mm-hmm.
reasons hair is dry.
So what do you recommend? Like what kinds of shampoos, what kinds of conditioners are best? Like what should we look out for,
Yeah.
basically?
So I don't really get into the actual shampoo, more so the
Yeah.
shampoo type. Depending on, just in general, most people are not deep cleansing their hair often enough. We use
Mm.
heavy oils, heavy oils, waxes, sometimes even like beeswax. So if we're not removing hair, then the products that we're using, all of these nice, expensive, fancy products that we're using, are not getting into the core of our hair and staying there where we need it, and it's sitting
Mm-hmm.
on top. So I recommend, if I usually ask someone if they've ever like deep cleansed or clarified their hair, and they're just like, "What's that?" And then I know my answer. And if they know what it is, most of the time they still haven't done it a long time. In a long time, I recommend deep cleansing your hair with a clarifying shampoo that's going
Mm-hmm.
to remove all of the buildup, because we use a lot of products in addition to the butters, the waxes, and all those things. So I say do that once a month to just get your hair naked, if you will, to
Mm-hmm.
make sure your bare hair and that everything that has great hydrating properties to it will actually get in there. So once you deep cleanse, you have to follow it up with a moisturizing shampoo. I
Mm-hmm.
like to say that a deep cleansing shampoo is going to kind of make your hair feel a little bit more like squeaky clean, and
Mm-hmm.
a shampoo is going to be one of those shampoos you put on, you're like, is there conditioner in this? Or
Yeah.
starts to feel soft, you start to see curls, your hair is a bit more manageable. Your hair doesn't want to like do this
Mm-hmm.
um, with a deep cleansing shampoo. You're gonna get that a little bit more, but the moisturizing shampoo comes in and it starts to loosen that up and kind of make it a little bit more manageable. And then you want to follow up with a leave-in and seal it all in with an oil of choice. So if you find a product in each one of those categories, deep cleansing shampoo, moisturizing shampoo, leave-in, and oil, then you should, once you find your staple, I say stay there and work it and keep on doing it, and just let your regimen do what it needs to do for your hair.
And conditioner too, right? You said uh clarifying shampoo, moisturizing shampoo, conditioner, and then the leave-in, right?
Yes, yes. So
Okay.
um, if a lot of ladies, they say that they're deep treating their hair often. They're like, oh, I deep treat my hair every week, and I'm just like, you shouldn't have to do it that often if it's a true deep treatment. If it really, really works, if your hair is on the like SOS emergency, like please save me, you need a deep treatment. And
Mm-hmm.
then if it's a long time since you've had that, you might want to do it back to back. So 1 week you do it and then do it again, and then you can kind of like lay off the deep treatment and
Mm-hmm.
do something that's maintain your hydration. So I like mask, but I'm a design essential girl. I'm a little partial to them. That's the only name I want to throw out there today, just because I use it. I've been using it my whole career in the salon, and they have
Mm-hmm.
some really products. So there's other ones out there too. Some of the ones that are over the counter that I kind of like are going to be Curls and TGIN.
Huh?
Mielle is used heavily, but I have not used it a lot. And I've heard some
Okay.
great things about Main Choice.
Oh yeah, main choice. I've heard good things about it. Actually, I should say I did get their oil that they have, and that was actually pretty cool. Like usually for my, I have locks. I spray with water, like every morning, and then I put in an oil, and I tend to use that to go over it to seal it in, and it always works great. So I've heard good things as well about that. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for those of you guys who came in, just so you know, we are discussing dry hair with Jameelah Evans of Texture Education, and she is giving us information on how we can actually, deal with dry hair and why it's happening and how, what we can do. Just kind of tips on what we can do to
Right.
make it kind of get moisturized. Um, so I'm gonna go into how much water to spray on before you put in a leave-in. Like let's say it's not you're done with wash day and it's just a regular day. You're going to work and you want to get your hair ready. What is the actual process that you would take? Because I have my process. I don't know if it's the best. You know what I mean? So many people do. But from your mouth, what do you recommend that you should do before you go to work or before you go drop off the kids from school, whatever?
Right. So all depends on how you're styling your hair. If you have a set, so say for instance, you've done a wash and go, you've done a twist set, like where you've done a twist out or a flat twist out, you don't really want to put any water or creamy products on your hair because you're going to ruin your set. Your hair is
Mm-hmm.
just going to was Afro state. Now, if you're wearing it as Afro state, your hair's on the drier side, and you're just kind of like really working on getting that moisture in there, and you're not really worried about your styling.
Mm-hmm.
I personally do not spray water on my hair when I'm using a
Okay.
leave-in. is water in the leave-in. If you feel like you need some water on your hair, if you feel like your hair is just like you can't work with it, then I say make it, a light mist, not too much, to
Yeah.
pair cream, or you can use a spray leave-in, which is more water-based, and use as much of that as you need. The spray leave-in is actually going to penetrate the hair a bit better than the cream leave-in, but the cream leave-in is going to be a little bit heavier, so it's going
Mm-hmm.
to stay with you a little bit longer. So you can also pair the two if you do.
Mm-hmm. For me, it's like the only thing I can use, or anybody else with locks, is like a water-based one, because the cream would kind of like get stuck in and all that stuff. So yeah, that's actually a good idea there. Instead of just doing it in two different sets, like have the spray leave-in and just like put that in without. Okay, that
Right,
sounds great.
right.
Um, and I'll ask you guys as well. I forgot to say that earlier. If you have any questions, go ahead and put that in the comments so Jameelah can answer. I hope I don't miss anything. Oh, Slumdog Vika says very helpful. So this is great. I love to see those comments. Yeah, if you have any questions at all, go ahead and put them in there in the chat, or in that question mark thingy that they have in there. I should say. Also, I had a question about gel. When are you supposed to use gel? Like backstory, my daughter's hair, like I've people have told me, hey, put in gel before, she goes to school or whatever, because it kind of helps her through the day, or whatever it is. But I can't really understand it, because to me, I put in the gel and it gets crunchy after a while, and I'm like, is it supposed to be crunchy? And yeah, so guys, yeah, I don't know about you guys, but Jameelah, yeah, how should you use gel? What is the
Okay.
point of it, and how should you use it?
Yeah, so gel is a styler.
Mm-hmm.
Gel many different kinds. You go on an aisle, you can see like a whole section for just gels, especially in like your beauty supply stores. We used to really love Eco. It was like the holy grail, and then we started having other ones like I think one was called Icy Fantasia or something like that, and then we had like the
Oh.
wet gel. We have all
Mm-hmm.
these gels, but what I have found in my career, I used Eco for a really long time. I was trying professional gels. I just didn't care for what they did for the hair, what I was looking for. A gel is going to define your curl pattern. So if you want to clump your curls together, I like for a wash and go, I definitely recommend using a gel for that. If you have,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you have a denser curl or a tighter curl, it's going to give your curl a little bit more control, if you will. If you have like a silkier or looser wave, silkier curl or a looser wave, you can use foam to do the same thing. But as I've gone through all of these different gels, what I found that I like the most are aloe vera based gels, which are going to give you a little bit of aloe vera. The aloe vera is going to act like a humectant and actually
Mm-hmm.
keep your curls from within, and from the outside with the atmosphere. So my favorite aloe vera gel that I've been using on all of my clients here lately is going to be, and this is the only other name drop that I have, is the curl. The curls line have these. There's like 4 different colors, but the color that I use is the green one. There's one that's like pretty baby blue and like yellow. They're just different levels of strength, I guess. And
Okay.
so you want to use gel after you have washed on freshly cleansed hair.
Okay.
After you wash, condition, leave in, then you can go in, say you're doing a wash and go, shingle your hair heavily with the gel, and make sure that it is what your hair looks like wet when you're using gel is what it's going to look like dry. So if it's puffy or has frizz, then you may want to use a little bit more gel. Now, if your
Okay.
gel your hair hard or crunchy, then that might not be the best gel for you. Some gels you want your hair to be hard and crunchy. Say you're slicking up into a ponytail,
Mm-hmm.
then style gel is going to give you what you need. If you're finding that it's still too crunchy and you're not wanting it to be like that, you just need a little bit more water on your hair. So I would say spray more water on your hair and then use that gel, or have your hair almost be, close to being damp more so. So you can use gel also for your edges. If you're trying to, instead of using edge control, a lot of people find that edge control doesn't give us enough control. So just to do that better. Back in the day, we used to put the gel on our edges and then like put a scarf on them to make sure they stay
Yeah.
curly. I'm not super into like the whole baby hair
Me
phenomenon.
neither.
I like bag. I don't need it like swirls and all of that. But that's the one I mostly use gel on wash day to set my wash and go. And then if you've done it properly, have the proper hydration that you've gotten from your shampoo, conditioner, leave-in combination, your moisture level should kind of remain throughout the styling week. And sometimes
Okay.
people going to be 4 to 7 days. So once I wash my hair, I don't put any water or leave-in on my hair in particular until I go to wash it again. So I want to make sure I get all of my moisture from my shampoo, my conditioner, and my leave-in, of course.
Okay. Okay.
Did
Okay. So, yeah, you did. You did. Especially the part where if it's crunchy, it means that, there's
you need
something wrong. Yeah, you need more water or you need to change it down.
and you want to
Yes.
layer it on top of a leave-in that's really going to hydrate your hair because some gels will dry your hair out. So if you're using the gel, you want to make sure that your hair has like extra moisture in it.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, Jameelah. But it looks like Anita J55. She has a question. She says, my hair is short, but I like to wear it out all year round. I used to twist my hair, but I like the freedom of my hair out. Any advice on retaining its moisture while wearing it out? That's her
Yeah.
question.
The essential time to get the moisture goes back to your shampoo and your conditioner. If after you have finished washing and conditioning your hair and detangling your hair with the conditioner in it, you feel like your hair just is still then your shampoo and conditioner might not be the best. And then you pair it. So I like to use the analogy that your shampoo and conditioner is your meal. So if you're trying to get like nutrition for your body, you eat a good meal. If your
Mm-hmm.
meal doesn't have all of those different minerals and vitamins that they need in it, then you take a supplement. The leave-in is the supplement. So if your hair is on the drier side, it's time to wash your hair again. I know we don't want to go back to washing our hair, but we need to wash our hair more, and you will find that the water that we're putting on our hair while we're washing our hair is actually getting into our hair because the shampoo is going to open up the cuticle and allow the water to get in there, and the conditioner is going to come and like seal it in and lock it
Mm-hmm.
in. So you need to go through that process a bit more with products that really help your hair, make your hair feel good to your hands and all of that. And if you're not getting that, then you're not going to get it at any other point in time during your styling, process. So it's just go back to pretty much.
Awesome. Anita, I hope that answered your question. Jameelah gave us a lot of points there. If you have any follow-up questions, go ahead and ask her. This is the time. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Love Always, Chris. She has a question. She says, is there a way to revive curls? I had some heat damage recently. So there you go.
So that's an interesting topic. Some women can go on the record and say that they have been able to bring their curls back to life with protein or multiple shampoos. My philosophy is once you have thermally relaxed, is what I like to call it. Heat damage means that you have used enough heat to release your curl in your hair strand. So you've broken a bond. And once that bond is broken, it doesn't come back. So I feel like, if you do give it a little bit more hydration, it might have a little bit more life. But essentially, as far as it being the curl that grows from your scalp, you will have to eventually trim it off slowly. I'm a big chop like advocate just because you get to journey with your hair. But if you're not comfortable with that, then I say, try some styles that will kind of mask the fact that those curls are a little looser until you're ready to trim it off slowly, or until you get tired of dealing with the two different textures. You know what I mean? So just learn your lesson. You know,
Mhm.
my straight right now, but when I straighten my hair, or anytime I put my heat on anyone's hair, including my hair, I run the risk anytime heat is applied of loosening my curl. It's just the risk that you you kind of go in knowing. Now there are safer ways to use heat, but you just want to be mindful. So for instance, when I straighten my hair, I'll straighten it at the very beginning, and I will only go over my hair once to smooth it out. And then if I'm going to curl it, I grab a large section of hair and curl it quickly. So those are the two passes that I'm going to do to get it into the style that I want originally. I'm not going to reapply any more heat throughout the week unless I'm trying to like refresh my curls. Again, grabbing really large sections and using like a cooler iron, no higher than 375 for non-professionals. Extremely no higher than 400 for if you're not a professional.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see here. I always lose my train of thought. And it's if I need to, if there's any part that's puffier, or like for instance, my hair was a hot mess before I popped on here. And as I'm sitting here talking to y'all, I'm seeing that it's like slowly starting to get a little bit more like fluffy right in this area. So I'm not going to try to say, I need to save this blowout. I'm just going to be like, you know what? I've already worn it for a week or for however many days. I'm going to take it and roll it into a stretch style. So just because your hair isn't
Mm-hmm.
smooth and flowy, you walked out of the salon or when you first did it, I just use it as an opportunity to do a stretched natural style. So for instance, I'll take this and put it into several large braids or twists, and I'll saturate a section with foam so that it'll have enough like wetness to hold it, and then I'll take it out and I'll rock that if I have like ruined my blowout. So but
It's kind
also just don't say one more
of like
time.
repurposing. No, I'm just saying like repurposing, like,
Yeah, you
you know, yeah.
have to go slow with natural hair. You know, sometimes we want to control what our hair does. We have no control over it. We have
Mm-hmm.
humidity. We have, it's a lot of things that affect our hair. So, I'm sorry that that happened to your hair. You can try to revive it, but I just would say just be mindful of what you did this time to make it happen. Stay away from it, and then just love on your curls.
Yeah, nicely said. Yeah, I see that she said she's just gonna cut it off, sis. So, and then she said someone else flat ironed her hair and they damaged it. So, but Mila gave you some tips there. So yeah, like you said, just cut those ends off and get it back to its healthy state. I think it froze a little bit. Is Mila still with us? Are you there?
I'm
You
here.
froze a little bit. Okay,
I'm
okay,
here.
it froze a
Can you
little
hear
bit.
me?
Yes, 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 yes. Um, so yeah, if you guys have any other questions, go ahead and put it in the chat. I think we've gone to 12:30 right now, so it's pretty much time for us to leave. But I wanted to talk a little bit too about what we put in our bodies. You kind of mentioned that a little bit. Like for me, I know I'm terrible at drinking water, and I know that, putting the water in is also a way to kind of get your hair to be hydrated as well. So if you're like me, where you're not drinking a lot of water, you need to kind of up your game. Let's see. I think are you okay there? You froze a little bit. She's there. She's there. Yeah. So so that's one part that we have to kind of remember as well. And Mila, you can join in as well since you're the stylist. But yeah, water intake is really, really important. But let's see. Oh, it is frozen. Guys, can you hear me? Like wave or say something if you can hear me. So I know it's not just the both of us. Oh, we lost her. Okay, so I'm gonna bring her back in. Let's see. Let me get her back. Okay, you're back. Yay! Yay!
Hi. I'm
Hi.
sorry. Terrible internet, like awful internet.
That's okay. That's okay. We got you back. All right. So I see one thing. I hope I didn't miss anything else, but 2C Jesus or Jesus, I'm not sure. He says, she says, may I book an appointment with you to get a good cut and style? I am a stone's throw from you. Thank fellow Bronco. So I guess somebody
Okay.
wants to book an appointment with you.
Yep. So
Yes.
I is a Bronco too. It's the university you went to. I actually am not taking any physical clients at the moment, but I am taking virtual clients. So if you would like, if you go to our page and you go to our website, you'll see that you can book a virtual consultation if you need to know more about your hair. If you want to get a healthy hair plan that we come together with and create, match with proper product selection, we can do that in a consultation, or you can come in for a curl session where you would get that consultation also, and I will teach you how to style your hair however you would like. So if you like to wear wash and goes, I will say, girl, no, that wash and go regimen that you have is not it. Let's try this, and some really great results, some great curl definition. Or if you want to do a twist out, I can also help you do that. And we would just sit there, go over a natural hair 101 crash course so that you know exactly how to get hydrated curls, which is like the reason why your curls don't pop generally. If you don't have moisture, your curls are going to be like fluffy, puffy, and all of that. And then we will walk step by step. So by the time we get off of our curl call, you will have your hair styled, and you'll be able to do it again because you did it, with
Yes,
me.
no. Awesome. Awesome. So I am going to talk a little bit more about, or I guess we're pretty much at the end of this. So I am going to let you guys know again who we are. This is Jameelah Evans of Texture Education. And as you guys see, she's provided us with so much information on how to take care of our curls and how to keep it hydrated. I think there's another question. I want to make sure that we don't miss anything. Says what? I did her wash and go session and it was, oh, there you go. That's a review. So Renee Jami, she says that she did Jameelah's wash and go session and it was life-changing. So as she said, she does virtual consultations, and you can find more information on her website. And as you can see, it is wonderful to, get your consultation with Jameelah. Also, you can also find Jameelah on our website. We're CurleeMe, and CurleeMe is a community for kinky, coily, and curly hair. We have a hairstylist directory, and Jameelah is on there as well. You can find her under Texture Education, and you can find information on how to contact her as well. So if you go to curlee.me, that's CURLEE.me, you can get her information from there also. And let's see, the last thing here, someone says hair growth, Zarek91. Can you give us a little bit more details about that? We're gonna hop off pretty soon, so if you could put that in the chat real quick, that would be great. What do you want to know about hair growth? So Jameelah can answer that question. But
Until we get
yeah.
the actual detail like request about hair growth, I can just be general with it.
Yes, that's a good
Your hair's growing all the time, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You may not be retaining that growth, and that's generally what we're talking about. We're talking about length retention more so than hair growth, unless you are dealing with some type of alopecia or you have baldness or breakage down at the base. So your hair is definitely growing. To help it grow more, I am more for internal like diet change, water intake kind of thing, because that's from the inside out. Product selection is going to help with your moisturization on the outside and make sure that it's flexible and it's not breaking so that you can see the length. And you must, and I gotta say it multiple times because natural women just think they don't have to trim their hair. You have to trim your hair. You should be trimming your hair as often as needed, and that can be anywhere between 6 to 10 weeks. What you want to know is you need to be able to look at your hair and say, hey, my hair needs a trim. So if you're starting to experience difficulty with detangling, if you're combing your hair and it's like snapping and crackling and popping, if you are seeing knots on individual strands, which are single strand knots, fairy knots, when you have those extra long pieces of hair, you're like, oh, my hair is long, when it's actually like two pieces of hair like tied together. Those are all signs. Your hair is like thinner on the bottom. I would like to see my hair just as thick at the root as it is at the ends. So if you're starting to see like a gradual decline in the amount of strands you have, those are all classic signs that it's time for a trim. So if you know that about your hair, go ahead and get a trim so that you can actually keep your hair on your head and not on the floor.
Bam. I know that was like, it was like mic drop.
So my delivery for hair, like you will never forget what I tell you about hair, because I'll be like, girl, why are you doing it like this? Like you know, I try to make it really practical and tie it to things that you just will never forget. So when I say snap, crackle, and pop, people be like, you didn't have to tell me my ends was doing it. I'm like, but you were. You should make sure you do that. Like, you're right, Mila. You're right.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. And I hope that answered your questions, Eric91. If you have any follow-up questions, go ahead and put that in the chat. And I think we have one more, Mila. Okay, so steam treatment. How often should you do it? And that's from Dreamy.
You can steam your hair every single time. Yeah. Hey, Odisha, how you doing? Dreamy chick, you can steam treat your hair every single time if you would like. There's no, unless your hair is like overly moisturized, which generally isn't the case for our hair, then you can steam treatment, you know, as you wash your hair every week. I don't think you need it that often unless your hair is like excessively dry. So, you know, you can do it every 2 weeks if you want to just kind of keep it as a something you visit every now and again. But you can do it every time if you would like, unless your hair, like I said, is overhydrated.
Okay. All right, great. Thank you. Thank you so much. I hope that answered your question, Dreamy Chick. And let's see. Zarek91 says hair will come out when it gets combed. I think probably she means when she's combing her hair, she's been experiencing hair coming out. So what can cause that? I know there's various situations that can cause that, but
Right. So you want to figure out, number one, if it's shedding or if it's breakage. And the classic way whether or not it's shedding versus breakage is shed hair is going to be like the full length of your hair. So my hair sheds a lot. I'm actually dealing with postpartum shedding. So I have like, there's hair everywhere in my house right now. Those strands are literally the whole length of my hair, and they have a little white bulb on them because they're coming out of my scalp. Now, if you have like little small pieces, if I ever see any hair like that's anywhere between this, like that's hair that is snapping and breaking off. So when you see that your hair is shedding more, it's generally time to go ahead and just like comb it really well and go ahead and wash it. So those are the things that I do with that. And then if it's breaking, you probably need some protein. I would pair with a hairstylist, like a curl specialist, and get a protein treatment with I say that like that because I don't want you to go out and buy protein because you think your hair is breaking rigid. Protein is like one of those, I think using protein is kind of like using a relaxer. You just want to be careful with protein because you can overdo that very easily. So those are some of the general reasons why your hair is either shedding or breaking and things to do with it. So either wash it for more moisture so that it has a little bit more flexibility. Unless it's chemically treated or something like that, then you'll maybe need protein chemically treated with relaxer, or well, we're talking about natural hair with color. And then just and get you a good trim, because that sometimes that's those hairs that's falling out are on the ends, and either you can cut it or they will cut themselves.
All right, there you go, Zarek91. She does say that this was helpful. And also Kinera says thank you guys for the information, so you're welcome. And let me see. Yeah, you are really giving us lots of information here. And let's see, Dreamy Chick says thank you, Mila. And yes, I think we're good. So we're all caught up, guys.
Awesome.
Let's see. So like Mila said, if you are trying to find someone, she said that find a curl specialist to do it. So if you are not in Milah's area, or Milah does virtual services, so you can definitely go out and book a service with Milah online to kind of help you with your hair. But for protein treatments and stuff like you said, you have to see a curl specialist. So you can do that on our website. You can go ahead and search your area and see who is in your area that can help with that. We have a natural hairstylist directory. So go ahead and check curly.me if you're looking for a stylist for your natural hair. So let's see, let me look down here. It looks like we've covered everything. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say thank you so much to Milah. We were actually gonna do this last week because of family stuff, that didn't happen. So I'm glad that we were able to schedule this. You provided us with lots of information, and I hope to do this again. Because as you can see, a lot of questions there. We need this information. It's tough out there, when you don't know what you're doing, and when you see problems and you don't know, what to do. So thank you so much for giving us all these tips and all this information. Let's see. You're welcome. You're welcome. Let's see. The Curl Garden Studio says, will the replay be posted? I am definitely going to do that. That's the plan. But what I'm wondering about is, before we could post on IGTV, but there's no IGTV right now. So, yes. Did you notice that?
Oh.
Is it just me? Like, there is no IGTV.
When you go and look at your, to be like the real thing, and then it's like a play.
I can't even make one. I can't even, see any of my old IGTVs. So yeah, it's kind of strange.
Maybe to get an update.
Yeah, maybe it's an update. They've been providing all these features, but it's like they took that one off of mine. So right. I don't know. But either way, I will post it on the feed. I know that there's a way to download it and post it on the feed. And if there's anything, if I can't put it on the feed, I will put it on the website and have a link or whatever to it. So however they do it. But yes, it's going to be there for you guys to watch the replay. And thank you, Dana Lynn Styles. Thank you so much. We are doing our best here. Thank you. So yeah, I really appreciate the time, and hopefully we can do this again. And thank you guys for coming. We couldn't do this without you. Love you, everyone, and have a wonderful Sunday. And Milah, say hi to your cute twins. They are so beautiful. I just want to pinch their cheeks. So thank you so much. Thank you. And we will do this again. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. All right, then bye, guys. Bye. Have a good Sunday.